Once upon a time, there was a great emperor known for his wisdom and justice. His name was revered across the land, and people from faraway regions often traveled to seek his counsel. Among them was a humble shepherd who had heard tales of the emperor's fairness. Curious, he decided to visit the emperor to understand how he managed to rule such a vast empire without faltering in justice. After days of journeying, the shepherd arrived at the emperor's palace. To his surprise, the gates were open, and he was welcomed warmly. The emperor, dressed in simple robes, greeted him with kindness and asked, "What brings you to my court, my friend?" The shepherd hesitated before speaking. "Your Majesty, I tend to a small flock of sheep and often struggle to ensure fairness among them. I cannot fathom how you, ruling over countless people, can ensure justice. How do you manage it?" The emperor smiled thoughtfully and said, "Come, walk with me. Let me show you." The emperor led the shepherd to the royal stables, where a magnificent horse awaited. He handed the reins to the shepherd and said, "Ride this horse through the city. However, there is one condition. This horse is known to run wildly if it hears even a whisper of injustice. Your task is to keep it calm and steady." The shepherd, though hesitant, mounted the horse and began his ride. As he passed through the bustling city, his eyes scanned everything: the merchants haggling in the market, children playing in the streets, and workers toiling in fields. Each time he noticed something that seemed unfair: a merchant cheating a buyer, a guard being rude to a citizen, the horse neighed loudly and began to rear up. The shepherd quickly corrected the situation, ensuring fairness, and the horse calmed down. By the time the shepherd returned to the palace, he was exhausted and drenched in sweat. The emperor greeted him with a knowing smile and asked, "So, how was your ride? What did you see?" The shepherd sighed and replied, "Your Majesty, the ride was difficult. I had to be vigilant every moment, correcting injustices wherever I found them, or else the horse would have thrown me off." The emperor nodded and said, "Now you understand the essence of leadership. Justice is like that horse, sensitive and demanding. A ruler must remain ever watchful and act swiftly to correct wrongs. Leadership is not about power but about responsibility and the constant effort to uphold fairness." The shepherd bowed deeply, his heart filled with admiration and understanding. He returned to his flock with a newfound sense of purpose, carrying the emperor's wisdom with him for the rest of his life.